Is my screen visible? Okay. So JavaScript is world's most popular programming language. JavaScript is the programming language of web. We use the language to develop web pages, and JavaScript is easy to run. So now we'll see how to write the JavaScript. So to write JavaScript, we'll use the script tag. In HTML, JavaScript code is inserted between script tags. For example, we write script tags and inside that we'll write our JavaScript code. The most important part of JavaScript is JavaScript function and events. A JavaScript function is a block of JavaScript code that can be executed when called for. For example, a function can be called when an event occurs, like when user click on button. There are multiple events we'll be seeing in future slides where you can see that how we can use events and functions to write the JavaScript. So how to write JavaScript? JavaScript can be written in head tag and as well as in body tag. So you can place any number of script tags in HTML documents, and script tags can be placed in body as well as in head tag. So JavaScript in head tag. In this example, JavaScript function is placed in head section of HTML page. The function is invoked when button is clicked. So this is the sample HTML code where you can see we have the head tag, and inside head tag we have the script. We return the script tag, and inside script tag we have the JavaScript code and we have the button. So while clicking on button, the code will get executed. So just like this, we can write the code inside head tag. The next is in body tag. You can also write the script JavaScript inside body tag. So in this example, a JavaScript function is placed in body section of HTML page. The function is invoked when button is clicked. And the third is you can write using external JavaScript. Just like you have used external CSS, you can use external JavaScript. External JavaScript means you create external file and include the path of that file inside our HTML page. So you can see the code. You have to create the file name .js extension and you can write code. The external scripts are practical when the same code is used in many different web pages. JavaScript files have the file extension .js. To use an external script, put the name of script file in source attribute of script tag. So as we have seen, we can write the script tag in body as well as in head tag. So we'll just need to write the script tag, and using source attribute, you can include the external file into our current HTML. So we'll see everything step by step. Suppose we have this code of paragraph. We have these paragraph tags. Now we'll create one button. So how you can create button? Using button tag. Inside button tag, you have to give the name to that button. So we'll give click me name to the button. Now you can see we have this button, but it's not working as we haven't mentioned anything or we haven't called any event. So we'll use on click event, and when the button is clicked, we'll call function. So we'll be calling one function. So we have on click event and we have called the my function here. So as we have seen in programming language, whenever we will call function, the function will redirect it to definite function definition. So we have to define our function. So inside body tag, firstly we'll write script tag, and inside script tag we'll define our function. So it's function name, function. Our function name is my function. One second, guys. And we'll write our we'll copy our function name and we'll write it here. The functions are just like you have used in JavaScript. Sorry, just you will be using in any programming language function name, and then you will be writing the code. So we'll be writing this simple code. We have used document.get element by ID. So here you have to mention the ID, this paragraph tag. So we have sample as our paragraph ID. So what we are doing here, we just changing the content of our paragraph tag. So to change, and we are changing the content while clicking on button. So to change the content, we should have the reference of this paragraph tag. So we're taking the ID of paragraph tag. So we'll write ID to here dot inner HTML, and the content we want to change to this paragraph tag will go here. So paragraph. So now you can see after clicking on button, we got the new content which we have written inside the function. So this is now you can use the script inside body tag. And if you want to see the previous, so this is paragraph tag, welcome everyone was the content, and after clicking on button, we got the new content which we have defined inside our function. So now we'll see external JS. So create external file. We'll name it as index.extension.js. So how will you include the file? So our external JS syntax. So file name.js, and in source attribute you have to include the file name. We have to write the source attribute and our file name, which is index.js. And how will you check the file is included? So we'll write our function inside the stack. I will check if it's working. Sure. Okay. So the next is output. So JavaScript output. JavaScript display possibilities, right? The ways we can display JavaScript onto our web page. These are the ways: writing into HTML element using inner HTML. So as we have seen that how to write content on our web page using inner HTML. The ID document.get element by ID will fetch the ID content of given ID. Dot inner HTML is used to display the following content to that given ID. Second is document.write. So writing into HTML output using document.write. This is also the method to write on HTML document. Then writing into an alert boxes. Windows.alert is used for that. Then writing into browser console using console.log. We'll see. Okay, so we have seen using inner HTML. To access HTML element, JavaScript can use document.get element by ID and ID inside ID parameter method. The ID attribute defines HTML element. The inner HTML property defines HTML content. So we have seen this. So now we'll see using document.write. So how will you write using document.write? So the syntax is simple. You just use document.write and whatever content you want to display. Suppose on clicking on button, we have to display welcome everyone. Dot write. Now you can see we got welcome everyone by using document.write. Next is windows.alert. So this is used to display Windows alert. So now you can see This is the alert box. When you are using any application, you have get the successful payment message or some warning using these alert boxes. Okay, so this is how you can use Windows.alert. Using console.log. So you can use this method to debugging purpose. You can call the console.log method in your browser to display data. So if you want to display data to the browser, you can use console.log function. One second, guys. Audible? Please reply. Okay. So now we'll see how you use console.log. Console.log. Suppose right here and plus 2. So after clicking on button, function get called, but you can view the console.log value here. So what you have to do, you just need to right click on your browser, go to inspect option, and inside this you have to go to console. So now you can see the 12 addition, you can see the addition here. Suppose I will change the value. So after clicking on button, you can see the hello. So this is how you can use console.log. Okay. So the next is JavaScript print. JavaScript does not have any print object or print method. You cannot access output devices from JavaScript. The only exception is that you can call windows.print method in your browser to print the content of current window. So if you want to print the content of current window, you can just use button dot on click windows.print function and this syntax. Okay. Next we'll see JavaScript statement. So this is how JavaScript statement look like. You can declare the variables and you can assign the variables, and you can store the addition or whatever operation you are doing inside the variable. So what JavaScript statements are? JavaScript statements are composed of values, operators, expressions, keywords, and comments. So this is all JavaScript statement. This statement tells the browser to write "Hello Dolly" inside HTML element with ID demo and semicolons. So semicolons are necessary while writing into JavaScript. So semicolons are need to separate the statement. Add semicolon at the end of executable statement. So whenever you are writing code after executable statement, you have to write the semicolon. We'll see JavaScript values. So the JavaScript syntax defines two types of values. So the first value is fixed value and the second one is variable value. So what is the fixed value? Fixed value is called literals and the second is variable. So variable values, which the values are variable are called variables. So first we will see what literals are. The two most important syntax rules for fixed values are the number are returned with or without decimal. If you write the number with decimal point or without decimal point, then they considered as a number and also the literals. And second is string. So how you will declare the string? Using double quotes and the single quotes. So will be C1. Now you can see the value of variable. Just like that, you can declare any string also. You can declare the variable and you can assign the value later on. String. You can see we got the values. Also, you can declare multiple variables. You can print their addition. Okay. You can see the addition. You can also use Windows dot right to print the addition. Comments here. If you want to print the addition on the page, you use document dot write, the variable name where you stored the addition. Or you can see addition. So you can see You can declare number using decimal point between them or the normal numbers. And you can declare the strings with double quotes as well as single quotes. Now you have seen the literals. Now we'll see JavaScript variables. In programming language, variables are used to store data values. JavaScript uses keyword var, let, and const to declare variables. An equal sign is used to assign to variable. And these example, x is defined as a variable, then x is assigned to values 6. So the values you are assigning is literals, and when you declare a variable and assigning values to it, that's called variable. So now we'll see how much data type we have. In JavaScript, we have 8 data types. The first one is string. We have seen string. Then we have number, big integer. So the values, if we want bigger values than normal int can store. So as we have big integer in Java as well. So this is same as that. We can store bigger values. We have long in CPP. So just like that, we have big integer in JavaScript. Then we have Boolean variable to store Boolean values like true or false, 0 or 1. Then we have undefined data type. The type of variable, if it's not defined, then we'll use undefined variable. Then we have the null data type, symbol data type, and object data type. So the object data type can contain an object itself, an array, or date. So object can contain these values, an object itself or the array of variables or a date. So we'll see the examples of everyone. So this is how you can declare numbers. You can declare strings using double quotes or single quotes. The booleans, you can declare booleans using true and false. Then how you can declare objects. So the syntax of declaring object is inside the curly braces, the value and name pair. So this is name and value. So you have to declare object like this. We have array. So we declare array using these braces and double quotes. And if you want to print the date, then we have date object as well. So this is the syntax to write date and print date. Now we'll see JavaScript functions in details. JavaScript function is a block of code designed to perform particular tasks. A JavaScript function is executed when something invokes it or calls it. So normally we have seen that we have to call particular function, then only the call will goes to function definition and the function will get executed. So JavaScript functions are just like that. You have to call the function by doing some events or triggering the function, and then only the function will get called. Now we'll see the syntax of the function. A JavaScript function is defined with function keyword. So you have to write function keyword firstly. So this is the function keyword, followed by the name of function. Then the name of function and the parentheses. Function names can contain letters, digit, underscore, and dollar signs. You can Declare function name with any letters, any digits. You can use underscores in the name of the function or the dollar sign. Parentheses may include parameter names or separated by commas. If you want to pass any value is as a parameter to this function, then you can do that also. Suppose we'll be passing now you can see the value we have passed in function call. You can see then you get the value inside this parameter, and then after getting the value you can print that value. Okay, and you can use multiple parameters by using comma in between them. So the syntax will be function, function name, and you can use multiple parameters, the comma between them and our curly braces. And whatever code you have to write, you can write inside these curly braces. So function parameters are listed inside the parentheses in function definition. Function arguments are the values received by function when it is invoked. Inside function, the argument behaves as a local variable. So whatever values you have passed in value variable, it will not get affected here. So you can modify the values, it will act as a local variable. How you will invoke function. So the code inside function will execute when something invokes the function. When an event occurs, like when a user clicks on button, when it invoked from JavaScript code, you can call function inside function. Suppose you have to call other function, sample function. You will be calling function here, and now printing. So now you can see we can call function by using button also, or we can call function inside function also. So when the function, my function will get called, this function will automatically get called and the value will pass to argument and it will get printed. This is how you can invoke function from JavaScript code itself, and automatically some functions can get invoked automatically. The next is function return. When JavaScript reaches a return statement, the function will stop executing. Function pause invoke from statement. JavaScript will return to execute the code after invoking statement. Function often compute return value to return back to the caller. So as we have seen in any other programming language, we can return any value to this function. Suppose return 5 plus 6. Out document.write. So after clicking on button, you can see we got the value. What we have done here, we have returning the value, and when you will return the value, it will get back to the caller function. So we have called this function to here and will printing the returned value to here. The value will get printed to the page using document.write function. So this is how you can use the return function return. Then we'll see JavaScript objects. The values are returned as name value pairs, as I have told. Objects are returned using name value pair, and the name and values are separated using colon. Object definition. Define a JavaScript object with object literal. So you can define the object using object literal, and in curly braces you are using name value pair to pass the value to object. And after declaring object like this, how you will get access to the object? So you can access object properties in two ways. Firstly, object name dot property name, and secondly, object name and property name. So using dot also, or using these braces. Copy this or write our own code. Create object with name student. Then we'll pass value name as ABC. First name, then last name, and number. Okay. After creating object, you want to access first name of student. So document.write. And what was our syntax? Object name. So what is object name? Student is our object name. So student then property name. So these are all properties we have defined, and these are all values. So if you want to access the first name, then dot first name. So now you can see we have get the first name. I have written some I have done some mistakes. I have written equals to, so it was colon. So how will you write the syntax? The object name equals to, in curly braces, you have to write the property value separated by colons, and the two properties are separated by comma. And if you want to access any object, so you have to write that using our object name and property name. And the second we have seen using these braces and property. We will accessing last name now. You can see we got the last name of student. Can write object name dot property name, or in these braces you in double quotes you have to write the property name. Next we will learn JavaScript events. HTML events are things that happens to HTML elements, and when JavaScript is used in HTML pages, JavaScript can react on these events. So what is HTML events? An HTML event can be something the browser does or something a user does. Here are some example of HTML events. So HTML web page has finished loading. When the loading of page has finished, then also the event occurs. Then when HTML input field was changed, or when an HTML button was clicked, often when event happen, you may want to do something. So these are all events. JavaScript let you execute code when these events are detected. HTML allows event handler attribute with JavaScript code to be added to HTML events with single code. So with single code, you can define the event name, or with double quotes also. So in the following example, onClick attribute is added to button element. So as we have onClick event, so you can directly define this code to our onClick event, or you can just call function and write the separate code inside the function as well. So how many events do we have? So we have on change event when HTML element has been changed. So uh, when the element is changed, we have this on change event called. Then on click, we have seen on mouse over when user mouse moves the mouse over an HTML element, then on mouse over event called. Then on mouse out, the user moves the mouse away from an HTML element, then mouse out event called. Then on key down, the user pushes keyboard key, then this event called. And on load, when browser has finished loading, the web page is fully loaded, then on load event called. So we have these much events. We can invoke our JavaScript code. Now we'll see JavaScript arrays. So how will you create array? So using array literals is easiest way to create JavaScript array. So the syntax is array name. This is keyword, const keyword, array name equals to, in these braces, you can write the value separated by comma. This is a syntax, and after declaring array, you can access the array as you access in any other language using the index. So suppose you want to access the sub name. So you will access it using 0. So this is 0 index. If you want to access Volvo, then you can write here 1 here, and then you can access the Volvo. So we'll see this example. I've written, I have declared the variable cars. Now we'll print. Volvo. These are the JavaScript array methods. So array length, if you want to write the array length, then you can write array length, array dot toString, array pop, array push, array shift, unshift, join, delete, concat, flat, slice, slice. So these are all array methods you can use on this particular array. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, now we'll complete our project. So we have written the HTML and CSS part of this project. So now we'll write JavaScript for our quiz app. So this was our HTML file and this was our CSS code. So now we'll create one index.js file. Here we'll mention the external site name. Firstly, we'll declare the object name quiz. Inside quiz, we'll declare our data array. So inside the data array, we'll be writing our question and answers. I have some questions here. These are all questions. I'll be writing these questions. Now I have written all these questions. Now we'll write our HTML element. We will set value to null. This is for quiz container. question. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Next we'll write the or answers. Then we said game plans. We have now flag for current question. We said that firstly to 0. Question. And secondly, 4. So how much our score till now? We said that using 4 flag. Current. Fourth. Then after we'll use minute init function. So this is to initialize our piece HTML. So we use this syntax, our object name and this property name. And next is use dot question. Dot ID. Quiz question. Now we write expression is. And this is for question section. And this is for answer section. So here answer. Answer. And here also please answer. And now we call another function inside this is draw. Now we'll define our draw function. Inside draw function, we'll write please dot question for current question. One second, guys. Okay, so I'll be explaining further code. Uh, these I have written for the question part, and this is for option part. This is for option part. So whatever options we are writing, so this is for option part, and we have declared one array here. So it will take all the data from our array, which we have declared as data. So this is object name and this is data name. So we'll be taking that, and whichever our current questions will be storing in I, and then we'll draw that questions to our web page. Then we'll have option selected. So whatever option we'll be selecting, the array will take all the options. Whatever the answer we have selected, it will take all the answers and it will calculate the right or wrong option. So if the index will equals to the current option, and if the option is correct, then our quiz score will be added to our quiz score. And if the option is wrong, then the score will not get added. So I will show you the result of the same. This is HTML. So this is how it will look. This is the question part and this is the answer part. So whenever you will click on the option, if it is correct, then the score will get counted. So then this is the third part. We have till now we have two right questions, third right question. So 3 out of 5 are right questions. So to count the score, we use these quiz.now variable, and this is all about the project. If you have any doubt now, you can ask. I will stop sharing. I'll be sharing the code of this mini project and all the 3 days PPT to you guys. So don't worry, any questions other than that. So once you will go through all this material, you can search on Google also. So there's one site, W3 School. You can get the details material there also, and you can try out on the site as well. So if you want to do this in details, then you can go through that site, W3 School. You can note that, and you can go through that. You will definitely get detailed content, and It will be more helpful.
Diksha, I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
So, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the question and answer section. Yes, guys, you will definitely get the PPT. Also, you will definitely get the certificates within 2 days. So now, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Diksha, for conducting the webinars. Also, now we are concluding this webinar as this is the third day of webinar, right? You will all get your certificate soon. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much, Diksha.
Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Thank you.